Okay, we're going to get started in a moment. Welcome to the Lunatics team. Great people. They've been around for some time now, and I'm excited to do a little bit of a recap with them. I know they have that ETH launch coming up soon. Excited to learn more about it. Maybe even give some help as and where I can, because I did join these guys as an advisor a long time ago now. When I was really in the LUNC community. Quite a lot of nice people in there as well. We actually picked up Mr. Diamond Hands as one of the KingPad partners. So it's great to have these guys on. Honestly, these guys do a splendid job. I'm excited for the future of the project, and I'm excited to learn more. If you are new to KingPad, not sure if you're aware, but KingPad is essentially part of the King ecosystem. The King ecosystem is a business registered in Silicon Oasis Dubai. By the end of 2024, well, Q1, Q2, all 7 core revenue sources of King ecosystem should be live that support the King token. And we can talk more about that another day. Just letting people know that KingPad is now here. KingPad only launches solid projects that have proof of work on a product, proof of product. We have a legal team via our contract with Assure DeFi, so people are not left stranded. And it's just a launchpad this space really does need. So yeah, that's a little bit of an introduction. Welcome to KingPad, and let's get on with Lunatics. I believe the speakers today will be Sega, maybe Duncan Gray. Welcome, guys. How's it going? I'm just going to start the recording as well, if it isn't doing so already. So frustrating.
Yeah, I'm muting the people that have the mic on, just so that we have a tidy lineup as well. Duncan Gray's on if he's a speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Trev. Hey Benson. How are you both?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm just waiting for my invite to Dubai. You know,
we moved away from Dubai. Actually, obviously, our business is still there, so we do go there twice a year. But yeah, theoretically, we didn't really find it the place that we wanted to live permanently after. Well, I lived there for a year. Benson probably was only there for a few months.
But it looks great. I mean, you know, one day we'll get there. One day we'll meet up there.
Yeah,
and then we got and we got Sega here. We got Johnny here.
Yeah, I'm here. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, we're good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Congrats on King and KingPad.
Thank you. We feel like this was something our space really did need. So that's why we integrated it into our business, doing it the right way. We've all seen the problems and the crap that's just allowed to launch 24/7. So we thought we'd do something about it with our core business in crypto. So yeah. Let's get started. So let's get started. Do you want to give a little bit of a rundown into like what Lunatics is and what your sort of utilities are? Just an introduction so everybody here can really understand.
Yeah, no worries. So it's good to catch up and obviously let everyone know what we've been up to and obviously what our plans are for the future. And I mean, a lot of your followers will probably know from the first time around when we launched back in July last year. We launched probably in the middle of the worst kind of bear market, but we managed to have a huge 1100 BNB pre-sale. We've had all times high of probably 20 million, I think all time high was. And obviously the project offers Lunar Classic rewards because we kind of set off trying to help that community at the time. And if you've held Lunatics in the past, you've benefited from the rewards. I think we've given about $1 million worth of Lunar Classic out to our holders to date. And obviously one of our main focuses at the time was to help the Lunar community, and we burned over 2 billion LUNC. We were the top burner at the time, obviously, and then the on-chain and then obviously Binance started burning. But yeah, we've definitely done our bit towards helping that community. So Lunatics is currently trading at a minute. We're already on a central exchange LBank. We also trade on Coin plus all the dexes. But we've been kind of busy. We've got our Lunatics NFTs. a partnership with Exodus Metaverse. We've had staking available to our holders. And with our NFTs, we kind of sold out our first half of sale. And you can stake the NFTs. The benefits for holding them, and obviously there's upcoming airdrops for them, all the holders that have actually got an NFT. And the second half of the sales to be announced soon. With the Exodus Metaverse, our partnership is going to play a huge part in the coming months, obviously, as gets developed, and obviously it's going to be one of the generating revenue for the project. The staking that we had for available to our holders, I mean, the numbers are crazy, and like for a project that was called all sorts of things at the beginning, I kind of understand people kind of being a bit wary and the kind of the mistrust in the space. I mean, we've all been burnt. So but if you know the story of Lunatics and how it came about, then you would know that team community, trust and transparency and being open and honest is like our number one priority. And as soon as staking became available, the community repaid us with their loyalty. I think the numbers are a third of the supply is staked, and I mean, more impressive is like I think 80% of what's staked is locked up for a year. So I mean, the community like really did stand behind us, and I mean, the whole team and the community have been like they're very kind of close, and they've really like been loyal to the project, and I think that just shows it. What else do we have? Obviously, we've got our Terra validator, where we continue to support the LUNC community and the burn. And our plan to go on chain was slightly delayed, obviously, with the latest chain upgrades. We're waiting for them to get completed, but I think once that's all done, then Lunatics will definitely be at the forefront of bringing that chain back to life. And I think our community will kind of echo that we kind of prioritize like Lunatics holders. The whole team's kind of doxed, which is quite rare in the space, but we've never really had anything to hide. And the project's run fully transparently. We've got multi-sig wallets and all kinds of measures in place. And for the past 7 months, we've kind of really earned like the community's trust, and they've paid us back with their loyalty. So yeah, we've been busy. We've got lots of things coming up. Obviously, like you mentioned, we've got the ETH launch. I think Johnny will give you some more details on exactly when that's happening, but we've got new utilities coming up. We've got our Luniswap, which is our DEX. We've got Lottery DApp happening. We've got Lunatics wallet. All these things are pretty much ready, and that's going to kind of roll into kind of a banking system as well. So real life use for Lunatics for everyone. So there's a pipeline of stuff happening, and we're pretty excited.
I hear that, and yeah, I applaud everything that you've done so far. Transparency has been great from you guys, and you've done everything right. So a good question would be, something that I like to ask in particular is, obviously we're in a bear market right now, and we probably will be until, God knows. I personally think like early next year. I don't think the downtrend will continue at all. Like possibly even now that I feel like we could have possibly hit the low already. Maybe we'll revisit 18 or 20, but I feel like we may have possibly already hit the low, go sideways for a bit. But I think we'll have quite a few more months of building. So by the time the bull market starts, let's just say theoretically a year from now, where would you like to see Lunatics like for the bull market, like prepared for the bull market? What would you like to be the core utilities or aspects of the projects fully finished and just flourishing?
Yeah, I mean, for us, obviously we had, I wouldn't say it was a tough time, but because we had such a great start, we had a lot of support. We've always had great people behind the project. Even yourself helping us out, being an advisor to the project. We've got good people like Matthew Perry. We've got Duncan, obviously, that stands behind the project. People willing to put their reputation on the line because they see the core value of what Lunatics is about. And obviously, we're kind of like a meme token that's growing up a little bit. So, we've started off with the basics, your staking, your NFTs, and kind of got to a stage now that we definitely want to take Lunatics to the next level. And I think with the DEX and with our own wallet and with the kind of the banking system, so there's real life use for Lunatics in everyone's day-to-day life. I think that's where we want to kind of be, and like stabilize the project, have some obviously revenue. It's all about revenue generating from now on, you know, so we're not dependent on exactly what the chart's doing. You know, we can move forward, we can progress with our roadmap. And and obviously along the way, you and people are going to be looking in and see what we're doing. You know, kind of like see what the core value of the project is, see where we're heading, and you know, hopefully that's going to just grow in time. I think Johnny's probably can help out with like where we actually want to be like on the utility wise. But I'm sure he'll add to that.
Yeah, I can add some more to that. Our plans are, and our roadmap and everything's scheduled out. We will have all of our utilities developed and in use before the bull run, because I too don't expect it to really start before beginning of next year. I mean, later this year, I think we're going to see a run up, but the thing is, like, the big solution, our problem in crypto is safety in the like launching of new tokens and stuff, as you guys with KingPad, that's important. And then it is building the bridge between crypto and fiat, because like I'm in a lot of stock groups too, and people comment all the time is, well, how are you going to sell it? Like they have no clue. They need education and they need it to be simple. So our wallet, DEX, and banking system is an all-in-one solution. So where it's fiat on and off ramp, you can sell your crypto into your bank account through the wallet. No more having to research. Like we all know how to do it, but new people don't. And if it's not listed on Robinhood or Wealthsimple or stuff like that, they have no clue how to buy and sell and get it to their bank accounts. So that's our utility, our main one that we would like to have ready. And the fun side is our Exodus partnership, the metaverse. It's actually quite an interesting project to look through. There's a playable alpha. Beta should be soon. It's built on Unreal Engine, and all of our NFTs. It's also a multi-chain metaverse. So the NFTs from BSC to ETH to Solana, Terra, they all will work in this metaverse. So that's a few things that we want to do.
Great. And like I said, this is why I really like you guys and really respect the team. Like you said, you started out as like really just supporting the Lunar Classic community, and honestly, you actually started out as a little community from a project that previously had malicious owners, and you became something for that community. So you are literally the definition of like, you started in the definition of what KingPad is here to solve.
Yeah.
You did, and that's why I respect you guys so much, because it's so hard to improve this space when there's so many root issues with it. It will happen over time, and there's going to be people such as yourself and myself that are pushing to make the space better day in, day out. You had that start. You are literally one of the, like, realistically, you are like the definition of the inspiration of the creation of KingPad. Projects that promise things, they say they're going to deliver them, and it never happens. That's why with this area of my project, they are required, people that are looking to launch with KingPad are required to show us proof that they have worked on that product and or proof of product. And that's extremely important. And then we have the legal team as well, contract with Assure DeFi, so that if people do malice, then they will get reported. Obviously, crypto laws are very few and far between right now, but the report will be there. They will do what they can. So honestly, a big applaud to you guys. Honestly, you guys have done so well, and it's really great to see where this is going now, going from people that have got affected to people that are delivering what this space actually needs. So big shout out to this team, guys. You are from the KingPad community. Hop in the Lunatics Telegram. These guys are, you know, they've been around for some time now, and they've done everything spot on. It's great to hear that as well, Johnny. So I think the next question for me is something that I really like to ask anyone that I interviewed that is running a project, which is, how do you plan on reaching people that are not in crypto yet? There are multiple methods, such as you can use on-ramp, off-ramp, which gets people in, of course. They can purchase with fiat. But it's something that everyone has to consider at some point in the early stages of crypto, at least, and especially in the area that we're in. Unless you're listed on Binance, Coinbase, then you can be listed on most of these exchanges, and it won't do a lot for your project. You've probably experienced that yourself. I don't know your take on that. I'm not going to ask you for your take on that, because business is confidential. But how do you plan on reaching people outside of crypto for the bull market or during the bull market? Probably during, because that's when people are really interested for some reason, when prices are rocketing.
Well, yeah, that is a big obstacle for most crypto projects, right? There is like influencers like yourself and stuff, and we do have partnerships and talks with some, but we're focusing on legitimate ones too. You've proven that your direction in this space is to make it safer. With all that happened in 2022, it's just so important. So with advertising or marketing through those influencers, through just ads in general in the public sector, like whether it's newspapers or online sites that people visit that is not necessarily crypto related, especially when the bull market happened, because then people are looking. Like, I bet you a lot of people came into the crypto space because of Shiba Inu. When it blew up and everybody and their dog was talking about it on the street, people were interested, right? And you have to go there. It's a lot of paid marketing. There's strategies where you can, with certain marketing companies, will approach like universities and give out benefits for advertising crypto projects and stuff like that. It's just going to be, I think the biggest thing is building a strong community like we have, and word of mouth spreads a lot as well.
Yeah, I think word of mouth and education. I mean, there's there's a small percentage of the people that are actually in crypto, and a lot of people on the outside of that fear crypto for a number of reasons. Obviously, they hear the general kind of consensus in the news and what they see happening. They only hear the bad. They don't really hear too much of the good. So I think education is really important, and with a strong community, spreading the word as much as possible about projects like us and obviously KingPad, and because like you said, unless you're tier 1 crypto, they don't really get to hear that, and when they do dip their toe in somewhere down this end, they kind of get burned. So I understand the trepidation, I understand why people are fearful, but like if they can experience and get guided towards projects like ours, then then I'm pretty sure after a little bit of time, like a lot of the community have already proven, time, being open, honest, transparent, and when you're part of a community like that, it definitely spreads.
Certainly, and that's the way to do it, really. Like you said, you have a great community, and community is extremely important. I think education as well is another driving factor. I think it's extremely important to educate new investors, how your business model works, what your plans are, especially in crypto, because as you just mentioned, or somewhere in that, maybe I've got short-term memory there, a lot of people get burned in crypto. Like, a lot of us get burned. They either get false promises, they don't really understand what they're getting into, they don't research. I think the three main things really to educate on is make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure that people know that if they're jumping in meme coins, that 99% of these will never make, 99.9% of these will never make it. Don't throw your entire portfolio in these things. Take a gamble if you want, no problem, but don't put your life savings in one. And thirdly is to make sure that you do see that the team you've got, or the team that you're working with, has got good integrity, or they've been vouched for by people with good integrity, because I think that's very important as well. Because if you're just coming into crypto and you don't really know anything about it, maybe jumping in the launch before you know anything about the team or anyone involved with it is the greatest idea. Whereas if you can look around, you might be able to see a few reputable people. If those people vouch for that project, then maybe give it a little go. But yeah, 100% agree. Education, guys, very, very important. Keeping your investors updated. Like, personally, I realized how big of a thing this was recently. Like, I'm a big fan of the Lunatics community. I'm a big fan of my own community. What I find is a great thing to do is, if 20 minutes out of my day, I'll do a voice chat in the Telegram and I'll reiterate what our business model is. Any updates over the last 24 hours, a bit intensive maybe every 24 hours, but you know, I try to do it as much as possible, and let investors know what they're investing in. The team are still here. Obviously, if people don't know me, people don't know Benson, people may not know Sega, Duncan. They may have only had bad experiences, and they can get very anxious, like before they even go to sleep. Like, if I buy this, is it still going to be here tomorrow, sort of thing.
I mean, there's nothing worse than kind of like, you know, being involved in a project and you look into the TG and then, you know, you see, you know, the mods are not really talking, they're disappearing. You know, the main guy behind the project, he was really active at the beginning and all of a sudden he's becoming more and more scarce. You know, it does give you them kind of anxious feelings, and you know, you're not too sure what's happening. So that we've always found from the beginning, and we know you're exactly like that as well. You know, being like connected to the community, always informing them. You know, that interaction is so important. You know, because then you're building on that. You're building that. You know, you're earning people's trust. You know, you're earning that comfort where people are happy to then go and recommend the project to someone else because they feel safe. You know, no one's going to go and recommend a project where, you know, they don't feel right, or that, you know, it doesn't seem right, or, you know, the things that are going on are not painting that positive picture. So we're definitely trying to prove that, you know, if you do it the right way, then, you know, there's nothing better than any business getting recommended by word of mouth.
Absolutely not. And like you've just said, like one of the things that I've seen, which is super sad as well, is people that have been in a project that looks good, and the team are actually public, and they've told their friends about it, and then their families, and then it's just absolutely gone to trash. The team have done something extremely stupid. One of which is, you know, is a thing called LUNC, something that I thought was going to be extremely massive. I've seen people telling their family about it, their friends about it, and turned out the guy that was running the thing gambled. You know, when the Lunar Classic thing was happening and the price was fluctuating like crazy, he gambled the liquidity pool on Lunar Classic or UST or something, and he lost it all. What I just don't get it. Like, some people just make the most stupid choices as well, and it just makes it even worse for crypto. So really making sure that you are connected with your community and you talk to them as frequently as possible is very important, especially when you're building the foundations, because things like that are not uncommon. Like, that might sound like a one-off thing, but you know, we've all experienced so many weird things in this space that just seem like that intelligence of a child, but people still manage to do it. It's crazy, mate. So yeah, fully agree. Education, guys. Keep educating people when new people come into your community. And honestly, nothing but praise for the Lunatics team. What would you say is the driving factor then? Like, out of everything that you're offering, what would you say is like the core component of Lunatics moving forward?
I would say the community, if you're looking for a community coin, and also the ease of use. That's the whole point. Like, not all of us are as advanced as others, and bringing that ease of use to crypto, because sometimes we forget how hard it is in the beginning. And so we bring education. Like, all of our community, you could come in there and ask what's Lunatics doing, and they could tell you. We don't keep secrets. Obviously, we keep a little surprises, you know, and announce them here and there, but the whole community knows what we're doing, what we're building, and everything is so transparent that people feel safe. So that's one of the main things. And the utilities we're bringing, it's not like they're new to this space, but they're new to being all in one, and with the education component attached to it. And it just will make it easier, because people today just want something simple. They don't want to have to do multiple different things. They will just want one place to do everything. I think that would be, and we're forever adapting to the space because it is forever changing, and that's the enjoyment of it. We enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be part of something so early that you can contribute towards being a better place. In all honesty, that is great. Obviously, it comes with its stresses as well. I'm sure we've all experienced those. But all in all, it is a good thing to be a part of. Improving the space that we are in. It's not easy by all means. There's a lot of mistakes got down the way, a lot of bad actors, a lot of things where you make the mistake because you don't have the knowledge at that time, but you get it later and then you stop it happening.
It's sorry to interrupt. But it's like if you don't do nothing wrong, like, and it's a tough space to be in. You know, it's not an easy space. I mean, we launched, like we said, in probably the worst bear market, but we had a great start. We've held our own for like 7 months. It's not all about just looking at the chart. I know some investors find that hard, not to just look at the chart and just see like the longer term, rather than the daily chart movement. But you know, we've held our own. We've never dropped underneath our starting market cap. We've always been 2x plus. We've like I said, we hit all-time highs. You know, we've tried to manage the project funds as well as we can. You know, we're trying to build something as well for the future. But like, even if every step you take is perfect, it's a tough space to be in.
Oh, it's a very tough space to be in. It really is. Like starting out in memes myself, and then realizing later down the line that number one, the people launching them don't have the best integrity. The launch pad they start with, then the people running them also don't have the greatest integrity. It's all fun and games running a gamble, but it has to be fair, and you can't be misleading people. A lot of them do.
And a lot of people run out of funds. You know, they start off with good intentions. Some of them, once the funds are gone in this space, it's really tough.
It's ruthless. Some of them as well, because of how harsh the space can be, is they'll get rubbed and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just going to do it to somebody else." It's crazy, honestly. But like you said, for people that do have that good integrity, it's a very, very hard space to operate in. Very, very hard. But it is the people that do have that good integrity that are going to be the people that push this space forward and make it a better place for the people in the future. So big respect for that, and that is exactly what we need, and that's one of the reasons that we brought you on KingPad today, because KingPad is, you know, we want it to be a voice for builders. We are very selective in what we allow to launch with us. Like we are strong believers in quality over quantity. Maximum of 4 launches in a month is what we're going by. And we don't mind providing a space for builders to come and talk and let other people know about their projects. We have no problem with that, and that's what we like to do. We can share our audiences, they can share their audience with us, and the good people in the space can push it forward together. So it's also great having you here for that today. Is there anything that you would specifically like to mention, or that you'd like to get across to the people today, and then maybe we'll have a few questions?
Yeah, I would just like to touch more on, because it was mentioned we're having our ETH pre-sale. That should be posted on Panckaceswap today yet, and it will go live next Sunday. Our dev is Cracovia, same as the dev for BSC side, in which I think a lot of your community know, and very trusted. So we have a lot of confidence in Cracovia. And our contract address is already in our Telegram for the East side, so people can verify it with any scam links, because that happens too often. So I just want people to be aware of that.
Makes sense. Okay, let's go and get the people from the community. Also, maybe you should check out Cookie Sale or Gempad or one of those guys. Really good launch pads that do have good integrity. Just to put that out there. But yeah, we respect the decision. Let's go ahead and take some questions. Yo, Mike, how are you, mate? Do you have a question for Lunatics? Not sure if Mike's throwing his hand up. So, oh, there you are. Hi, Mike. Questions for the Lunatics team, mate?
Yeah. Nice image, nice presentation. Am I audible?
You are indeed.
Okay, well, let me go ahead with my question. Well, you made mention of some revenue streams that Lunatics will be running. That seems like a brilliant idea for me, seeing that revenues are somewhat like a driving force in every project. So I was curious to know the revenue streams. What particular revenue stream will the project be targeting on? Because that is some aspects that can drive in potential investors. Do you get my question?
Yes, I understand your question. Our deck swap, our wallet, and the crypto banking, borrowing and lending will be revenue streams for the project, along with our tax structure. And as the revenue streams on the utilities we have grow, we are planning to reduce our tax structure to just rewards for the community. So that's our revenue streams, and the metaverse is a gamified metaverse as well, and we'll have a revenue stream from there as well.
Okay, man. Okay, man. So is there a particular time frame for this occurrence, or will has it already kickstarted?
It's already started. The metaverse part is in alpha stage. It's a playable, private playable right now, and they're working on the beta, public beta. Um, the deck swap and wallet are just about complete, and then after they're complete, then we will be rolling out the crypto banking. We're looking at like Q3 for everything, by the end of Q3, beginning of Q4 for everything to be up and running.
Well, I think this is a brilliant idea. Okay, man. Thanks again. Thanks for a nice brilliant project to have there. Thanks, Benson, for this opportunity to speak.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the question, buddy. Let's go over and we'll bring Smooth Criminal up. Michael Jackson fan, maybe.
I love the name.
Hi, Smooth Criminal. Do you have a question for the Lunatics team?
Hello, can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My question is based on your roadmap. In your roadmap, we see you going to be bridging to other blockchains. So, have you really decided that the blockchain you're gonna be bridging to, and how will you make this decision?
We are already going to be launching on Ethereum. The pre-sale will go live next weekend. We are already launched on BSC, and as soon as the Terra Classic chain has completed its upgrades and is ready for layer 2 projects, we will be.
Okay, my last question is based on I've been following this project for a couple time now, and the last time I saw the project, you guys weren't really ready to make a staking pool, if I'm not mistaken. So, is your staking pool, will you be having any staking pools?
Yeah, we've got staking live on the BSC side already, and as soon as we get live with our decks, and that will have staking for on the Ethereum side of things. But there is staking that's live right now on. There's 2 pools that we've had going on the BSC side already. You can see them on our website. So.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for answering my question.
Pleasure, no problem.
Dr. Moon, do you have a question for the Lunatics team?
Am I audible?
You are indeed.
Okay, so let me just go straight to my question. So I've been listening to the AMA for some time now, and there's what I want to clarify. So I would like to know, like, how did you came up with the idea of like creating your project solution? Was it due to some impermanent loss or similar personal experience that made you understand that there would be room for such solution? I don't know if you get my question.
Personally, I think we still could be. Sega, did you get that? Or not?
I got bits of it. I'm not too sure if it was just how did Lunatics come about, but if that was the
Yeah.
is that right?
Question is like, how did you came up with the idea of quit the opposite solution? Was it due to some permanent loss or some similar personal experience that made you understand that there will be room for such solution? Do you get my question now?
So I'll round it off. I'll answer both questions. I think the way Lunatics came about was we've all been burnt in the space, and obviously Traveler was around at the time as well, and he was kind of when we were talking about the kind of things that were going on, we just thought that there's probably we can probably do. We were just investors, a lot of us that part of this team were literally just investors that have just gone from project to project and just walked into some horrible situations. So we've all been burnt. So we literally came together because we thought we could try and put something together that had the investor as the number one priority rather than dubious characters behind the scenes. So that's how we kind of come about. As far as the kind of the way we're going forward with this kind of like banking system and trying to make it easy is like Johnny said previously. People want things to be easy in this space. I mean, it's quite difficult if you're new to the space. Whatever you try and do, like moving, crypto from one place to another, exchanging it from fiat back to, it can be quite scary, in moving that around. And people just want simple solutions. So we kind of feel that if we can, with our background, with people knowing the story of how Lunatics came about, this kind of one-stop solution where it's all easy and makes it as easy as possible for people to get educated and kind of get introduced to the space, then we can feel that's a big platform for us to build on and grow that community. And then obviously, we're not too sure where this could take us in the future, but with that kind of platform and the kind of community that we're looking to build, that we feel that we can build something special.
Great response. We'll take another one. PSY, how are you, mate? I see you around here a lot. How's it going? Do you have a question for the Lunatics team? Maybe you click it back. We'll go with CC. CC Jitters. Do you have a question for the Lunatics team?
Yeah, thank you, Traveler, for another good opportunity. So, the Lunatics officially, it's a pretty good project because I was a holder of the token. Posted on a couple of other channels. Pretty good, pretty active. So I kind of have a question concerning what you have. Concerning the utilities you have. So I was actually thinking if there's gonna be a way for you to maybe have a coin maybe. Well, now minting, I know you guys are working on building the utilities you have and then trying to make it grow, right? So I was actually thinking if you plan on including a coin, or maybe if you want to peg your token to a stable coin like maybe USDT or USDC or BUSD, kind of those stable parts, right? So it's kind of like, well, we'll make sure that whenever the bearish market comes, you will still remain active, even if you drop, but you'll still remain active. And then a lot of people will not actually sell off your token because your token is not stable, right? So I was actually thinking if you kind of like had those thinking maybe.
Yeah, that's actually something I've been thinking a lot about. Right now, to not peg, but to back your coin, convert from BNB, let's say on BSC to USDC, is not the greatest idea because we are in the bear market kind of at the bottom. So you want to take advantage of the BNB pump as well. But when the bull market comes, diversifying the liquidity of the token is actually going to be a priority, and backing the token with stablecoin liquidity pools to help uh, offset that bear market dumps and stuff like that. That I know that is a big thing. Like we launched in the bear market, and we launched right after the collapse of Luna Classic, and the market was starting to trend up, and people are getting excited again. And then Sam Bankman-Fried totally destroyed it. So that was a really big hit. But what you're saying, we won't peg it to $1. Like that's kind of hard. We'd have to burn most of our supply. But we will back it by stablecoin liquidity pools as well.
That's a pretty good answer. Yeah, like you said, back it up. Yeah, I guess back it was kind of like the strategy I had in mind. So yeah, it's a pretty good one actually. So one other one I wanted to ask was something that was requiring your partnerships, right? So let's say you have a couple of other partnerships you're in talks with, and then maybe you use some of their services, right? I know you use some of their services. You don't actually build all the service yourself, right? So well, I know you use some of these services, and then the partnerships you have strategic ones. What if they have a change in policy, maybe on the token side of things, or maybe on their services, on how they plan to organize your product or something. And then because you use your service, you know, it will affect you. It may affect you based on the service you're using, right? So in view of that, how do you plan to really help investors see that, or make sure that the investors don't get affected by the change of policy, right? Or do you actually change your own structure, or do you actually change your structure to fit the needs of the investors? So, what plans do you have when something like that comes up in the future?
Well, that's a good question too, because investor priority is our main priority. Um, if we are using a service, and which we will be, we're not putting all our eggs in one basket because there's many great reputable services. So we will probably use multiple different ones. And if their policies change and it's not for the better of our project or our investors, we would pull back and source either a different service or create it ourselves at that time. Um, I'm thinking we're not going to have so much issue with that because we're doing our research, and the ones, the services we are planning to use, which we aren't announcing yet, they are very reputable. So I'm not too worried about that. As for like our crypto banking and stuff like that, the fiat on and off ramp, they're reputable banking solutions, and they're fully government regulated. So there's no issues with all this sec law stuff. And same with the credit card is MasterCard, so it's back through that as well. But yeah, we
Yeah,
will
it's a
always monitor that. That's number one priority, right? Because these are our investors.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because as you said, you will look for another service, but in the process of looking for another service, do you maybe would you provide an alternative service for the investors, or are you just going to leave them like that, waiting?
No, we would have multiple for the same use, right? Like, so if one is not an option anymore, it would just be limited to the other one, so to speak. Always a backup plan.
Yeah, that's a really
So
good
there's
one.
no
That's a really good.
disruption of service.
Well, that's good. That's really great. Like I said before, I was a hodler, so I want to buy more, right? So, okay, so I want to buy more. I saw the progress you guys are making. It's a pretty good progress, right? So the more you guys keep
What
making progress, the more investors see the effort. you made.
Well, we listen to our community too, because there's always good questions, and maybe you will give us a question we hadn't even thought of that, and it's a good idea. That's why our community is very active. They're always coming up with ideas, and we feed off those as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Thank you, Traveler, for the opportunity.
No problem. Thanks for the great questions, my friends. Great to have you up here. And with that being said, guys, I am afraid I am going to have to conclude there because my schedule is ridiculous. So I'm just going to do a summary for a second. Oh, no, I accidentally muted Sega by accident. Benson, if you're here, if you could bring Sega back up, please. I'm going to conclude it there. Thank you to everybody that has turned up to the AMA today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Welcome to KingPad. We're not pushing anything but quality projects and products, so it is great to have you at this launchpad. It is a launchpad this space needs, so we do appreciate the support that you guys give to us, and we are going to try and do our best for this area of the space going forward and trying to improve it for everybody. With that being said, thank you to Lunatics as well. Great team, great integrity. They've always been spot on. It's been great to have them presented today, and we wish you the best of luck with your launch on the Ethereum network. Okay then, thank you everybody for turning up. We appreciate everybody, and thank you Sega, Duncan. Appreciate you guys coming up today. It's always great to hear from you.
Yeah, Trev, cheers, mate. Thanks. It's great.
Appreciate you. I'm sure we'll have you again another time. I'm sure we will. On my channel as well. We've got to do another AMA over there too. So yeah, thank you everybody for turning up. I'm going to conclude it there. Anything else from Sega, Duncan? You guys want to say?
No, just a big thank you to all your listeners, and obviously yourself and Benson. You know, you've been great support for the project since the beginning, and yeah, that hopefully is a bright future for us both in the space, and you know, hopefully everyone can come along for the ride with us. Exciting times ahead.
Appreciate it, mate. The Telegram for Lunatics is in the comments below, guys. So make sure you do join them. Great people. Doesn't harm to do your own research on any project. And we'll conclude it there. The two $50 winners for today, I've just posted in the chat. Oh my god, I've done it again. I always do this. I copy and paste, and then I accidentally copy something else because I'm just non-stop. But I have it anyway. Okay, got it again. And the two winners for today will be posted in the chat. Just send me your wallets. I have put the apps in there so no one can go on false accounts and try and trick me. And yeah, thank you everybody, guys. Appreciate everyone for turning up. We do try and do an AMA here, and we try and do some sort of reward for people listening every day. So make sure you do keep turning up. Appreciate you guys, and have a great day all.
Thank you guys. Speak to you guys later. Thank you.
Take care, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.